Hi, we're here again today with two more legends of Arizona drag racing legends, Mr. Mike Finley and Barry Norman, part of the Chandler Arizona Coalition for years, and a lot of great memories, and been to a lot of racing and represented the state very well over the years. And we want to kind of talk to them together and get some of their memories and their stories. But remember, this is kind of try to keep us PG, guys. You know, okay? Yeah, I'm watching you, Mike. So let's start with you, Mike. When do you remember where your first drag race? What took you to the drag races? What made you go to the drag races? Do you remember that?
You know, as we grow up, you turn to different sports or athletics or whatever. And I always liked cars, and I don't know why. I didn't have one, but I liked cars. I got on my bicycle one day and rode to Yule's house, his mother's house. And he's ready to still kill me over that deal, most likely. That 56 Chevy. And my first drag race, and I was going to go to, what was
Perryville?
out by
Or Deer Valley?
Deer Valley,
Deer Valley.
probably. Wasn't I with you?
I don't think so.
Okay. Anyway, I don't remember the first.
I think it was Deer Valley.
I think it was Deer Valley. It was Gus Stallings out there, but
No, that was a Chandler.
you know, he had the car with the
Gold wing doors.
Gold wing doors.
Mercedes.
I have no.
Your first time at the races. You remember, like, wow?
Oh
Were-
yeah, I needed to build a car, but that didn't materialize until down the road.
But you were bitten.
Oh yes, I mean if you're a car guy, the moment you hit the drag strip, it's over with. I mean you're there. The blood's running.
Do you remember the first time you were on a nitro car and the first those you got a nitro that we laugh at everybody now when they get it, but it's just kind of like,
This is neat.
yeah, it was like, wow, cool. So you love drag racing, you had a passion for it. When did you start? When's your first car? When did you really get involved?
Well, my first car was basically, I think it was with Barry. He was going off to Neverland over there, and I sort of took over the deal until he came home. And I mean, we're still partners on that deal. And my partner Barry went to Vietnam, and I stayed there in Chandler, Gilbert, whatever, to work. But then I just ran the car, and basically we ran it at Tucson and Beeline. It was just a lot of fun. And like Yule said, it's the people.
The car. Barry? What did you leave him? You know, when you went to serve your country in Vietnam, you left your car behind with Mike. What were you thinking?
I had nowhere to put it.
Oh.
We were running it before,
Okay.
so he just kept running it.
So Barry, how did you guys meet?
So
I don't remember.
I was
how-
in the service.
You're okay.
So I was helping a guy named Gilbert Ashley, had a Chevy too. And then old Frank Sanders was making headers. And he made all-in-one collector. Him and Dwayne Jacobson had them. Well, Dwayne Jacobson had a mild steel dragster. So I sold my ride and bought that. So I had a car and a trailer. And then back then you could walk or hitchhike wherever you needed. And he had a pickup truck because he's a dirt farmer.
So it was a partnership made in heaven.
Made in heaven.
You had the towing device, and you had the thing to be towed.
So we went and had fun.
Did you get to run the car before you?
Oh yeah, we ran it quite a bit.
Right.
And then
Who drove it?
Barry.
I was driving it. And then when I left, he started driving it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
So,
That was fun.
it was a lot of fun.
What was your first pass like? What do you remember anything about it? Did you get it? Did you go full out, or did you take an easy pass first pass?
I will never forget what was told to me. When I was in the car, the motor was running, Yule walked up to me and said, "If you get in trouble, turn it off." I'll never forget that.
Best advice ever.
Yep.
Yeah. The
so,
and you did you get were you gone when he made the pass in it, or were you
yeah,
there?
oh yeah.
Wow.
So, while I was there, he decided that it needed a blower instead of injectors. He bought a motor from Dawsey. It was sitting in the living room over there, and he put it in it.
Oh, that was in my living room, yes.
No, it was in Roy's living room.
Came out with Roadster.
So, you know, you never know what's going on over here when you're over there. You know, there's no communication. I'm there one day, and some guy from the base showed up over there. And he says, oh, excuse me, I saw your car. Really? Yeah, it's got a blower on it. Yeah. It was a beeline. Yeah. They blew it up.
It blowed up. This year you're in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Somebody gets from
Yeah,
here.
well, he was at the base and he knew me.
Wow.
You know. He got stationed there too.
So
Yeah.
even back then, before all the electronic enhancements of the communication,
Yeah.
you would get.
Human made the connection.
That's cool. That's cool. So, how long did you sit in Vietnam? Year. And then when you came back, did you come back right to Arizona?
Yeah.
Okay. And how long did it take you to go racing again?
When I got back.
Yeah,
Okay.
the next weekend,
Yeah.
So who drove the car?
Barry
It was
did.
my turn again.
Oh, your turn. Get out of my way. I'm driving the car.
And then I was told it had an arrow on it.
So explain the arrow. This is one of the great stories of. I'm sorry that I've heard the arrow story. I've actually saw the arrow, but tell me about the arrow.
Well, it's just an arrow that goes on the back of the blower where the shaft goes through the injectors right there. And it's which is a good idea, if you don't know where full throttle is and it's so loud, you can't hear it. The arrow started here, and when it was full throttle, you could leave the starting line.
But this wasn't a tiny arrow. This is a big piece of metal. That,
Right.
yeah.
It was a piece of aluminum.
And,
Put a
had,
mark on the blower, and Joel Barnes put it on there.
and there was a lot of contention if that arrow wasn't up.
You got your butt chewed.
You got they told you about it. Great story. So how long did you race this car?
Quite a while. Oh, no, we had to get a different car. It was mild steel. Tucson had that dip.
The
Finally
Tucson did.
collapsed. Same as a three-wheel car. Anyway, and then we bought a car from Settles. The brothers had a car down there at Al Cerny's. They were building back in the back there. We bought that one and ran it for a while.
That was the Al Cerny shop on Van Buren?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then,
Now, yeah, I'm sorry.
so we had a blown smoke block in it, like Yule did. He ran a long time ago. And we ran the Ricker and Iver, and they had that Chrysler, and it was the same situation. You're out in front of them, and you can hear that Chrysler coming, but you can't do nothing about it.
He was going to go by you.
Oh yeah,
So there's no replacement for displacement.
no,
No.
not on that deal.
That this is about all the time I've started coming into being
Yeah,
in the drag racing scene here in Arizona. I just remember you guys were like, I tease a lot, but I really mean it. You guys are definitely Arizona drag racing legends. From your participation. What's your first track you remember going to? Where were you at? What your
I
first
was
track?
back in Florida,
And where you?
Jacksonville, down in there, and then we would go to that. They had all them super stockers. And I was going with those guys, and it would be a run what you brung. Car had to weigh so much, and the tire size had to be this, and let it happen from there. And there was like some guy that had a lot of money down there. And he'd buy the old Ram Charger cars and the Golden Commando cars and all that stuff was down there.
somebody had to ruin it for everybody
Yeah,
else, right?
Somebody had a Chevrolet deal down there in ties somehow. He had a 427 without the cloverleaf heads on it. And everybody had that. Now remember, down there where I was at, you know, you'd read Hot Rod magazine and stuff, and it came out and had that camera that Ford had, and said, you know, like Tommy Grove's got it and Rhonda's got it. These are the guys that had it. So this place I hung out down there, I was over there, and there was a Studebaker there. It was a Cheyenne car, and they were welding on the tank because the Cheyenne was leaking. Had a camera in it.
Wow. That's a good story.
It had a camera in it.
So that's a good story. So you
Just these drag racers and the moonshine guys.
between drag racing and NASCAR, the moonshine has a lot to do with the history of
Right.
it all. You got to go fast. You got to outrun the revenue.
Right.
Right.
So what brought you to Arizona?
The service.
Where were you
So I was
stationed?
stationed at Williams, and then I went to Vietnam, and I
Okay.
came back.
So you
But
were
after he went to Vietnam and was in the heat over there, this is nothing.
yeah. So you were in the Air Force.
Yeah.
What was your specialty?
I worked on airplanes.
Your hot rod.
Mechanically.
Yeah. So you had that. Your passion was working on the planes because that's what you did. You like working on things.
Yeah.
So you got back out. You sold the mile steel car. You bought it. You bought a car, chromoly car. You raced that for a while.
We raced it quite a while, huh?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. We used up some pieces, you know, small black Chevy against that world, you know.
Uh huh.
So,
Did you?
yeah, we had the junkyard motor.
It got you to the
We had a
races.
blower, you know, because, you know, really, all you have to do is put a cam in it and the heads on
Heads
it.
on it.
Because the compression's low and you had a compression low to do that.
So what was after that? When
It
did you?
kind of smoked so bad you couldn't even stage it because of smoke. You couldn't see the tree.
After those days, we sort of
Stop.
stopped for a while. And then I became involved with Yule and Steve Polinsky and on, like Yule said, the Cotton King. In all reality, that's what I wanted all my life. And I'd have another one today if you'd pay the money.
Oh, I told you I tried, but you won't take my check.
I'll take it.
So
Anyway, like Yule says, racing's fun and that, but to meet the people, good people, and fun. And, I mean, you don't realize what happens behind the scenes. One crazy guy that we knew was Frank Bradley.
yeah, that's a great name.
He was nuts. I don't know what else to say.
So you had the opportunity to meet a lot of through the years the racers on the national level and know quite a few of them
Right.
and when you had a chance, so when you got a chance to go top fuel racing with the Cotton King, that had to be a pretty good feeling to represent.
You came from down below to the top during your career right there. Not that we won many races, but it's still,
You were there.
we were there. And that's better than someone sitting at home saying, I wish I could do this.
Amen. You always have that to you. What do you remember about the Cotton King that?
I remember one thing, I forgot who was driving the car, but I think we ran Gardots 4 times at Bakersfield one year, qualifying in that. Gardots won every round, not a problem.
But you were there.
But I was there.
What a great memory with Don Garlitz. I mean, I don't.
Not too many people can say that.
No, it's a great history. A great man. What he's done for our sport as well. What do you remember, Barry? What's your
So
memory?
then after we that, I helped on the Cotton King for a while, and then I helped Johnny with the fuel altar. We did the fuel altar deal for a while. And then I bought a car that Thompson and Bayless had that they bought from Ivo. It was like anyway, it was an Atberry car deal. We took the stuff out of the altar and put it in the dragster and went top fuel races. And we did the Gartlets thing too, but we did it in Indy. So we flipped it was in the first session. And we flipped for lane choice and we won. They oiled down the lane, so we switched, gave him the oil down lane. He said the low ET of the meet. And that's when it was 32 cars. We didn't qualify. We had to Chevrolet.
There are 32 cars.
And we didn't make
You didn't qualify. Can you imagine what that was like? I remember back in the days of national events. I mean, there were no like 1 and 3 o'clock 2 qualifying passes. You could times you could get in the lanes and they could cycle you through. You could qualify 4 times a day if you want. You know, there was no limitation to your qualifying.
They were doing 16 cars a session.
Is that what it was?
Motor, yeah, but you rebuilt the motor in line. Because you had to get in line. You couldn't go back to your pits and do it. You got your car in line and then went back and got whatever you needed, the tools and stuff, and you rebuilt the car in line.
Had the heads off and everything.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, if you wanted to make another pass, and you know, like everybody has super comp cars, back then everybody had top fuel cars. You know,
So at one time, even in the valley here, there were a number of people with top fuel cars.
right.
Who else do you remember that had top fuel car?
Was it King and
At one point in time,
Lou Pontaine?
Okay.
He was there when we were doing the deal. Loper had one. Yeah.
at one point in time, I can remember that there was at least 16 top fuel cars every weekend, wasn't there, Yule, for a while?
Yeah, well.
Just showing up for the local.
Showed up for the local, just the local races. 16 top fuel cars at a time.
Back when it was fun.
So there was
Yeah, it was.
Turk Cox and Walmsley, Yule and that team, Steiniger and Ishenbaugh,
Becker and Beck,
Becker and Beck,
Speed Sport.
Tucson out had Speed Sport. I probably think that, like anything else that's fun, whatever, finances probably eliminate the problem.
Oh, yeah.
So it was financially it was like what been said. You worked at your job all day and you worked on the car all night and you did what you did to go racing and you're going to have a good time and that was all. That was it.
Right.
So what?
We went to El Paso. There was a money race down there and we all went. Me and him and Charlie Martinez went. We didn't have any money. So we put all our money in the ashtray. Gas was cheap then. We got down there, come race day, had a dust storm. Blew it out. Canceled it. We didn't have any money. We couldn't get home. So then us and a couple other guys started complaining and they gave us some tow money so we could get back home. On the way back home, we sucked the valve in the truck.
Yeah, in the truck, my truck.
Wow. It wasn't meant to be. That was a doomed trip.
Yeah.
What's your in Arizona? What was your favorite drag? What were your favorite drag strips? What did you like to race?
Well, Tucson was fun.
Yeah.
Beeline was fun, but you more so came to race.
Tucson would have more of a
Family type
Family.
atmosphere type. Everybody was like a big family down there. We did well in Winslow. We went up there a couple of times.
Right.
We did well up there. I always thought that was an abandoned airstrip till the chute didn't open. I was sitting on the runway with a plane trying to land.
Oh, really? Well, I remember racing there, and it was definitely a blocked off runway, but you went across because I think they had crossing runways or something like that.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. That'll wake you up. Who was driving then?
I was.
So what did you
Chute
do?
didn't open. It wouldn't stop. The chute didn't open. We were in trouble. Brakes weren't that good.
Well, thank goodness for a long runway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you ever have any mishaps that you
With that motor and that Bill guy's car, huh? The
Oh.
motor and Bill Gusig's car.
Oh yeah, remember that guy?
Yeah.
That was in Tucson, I believe.
Yeah,
Right.
it was. He took the steering wheel off down in the lights. I don't know why he did that.
And that's the one. That's the one that had the arrow.
Yeah, it was. It did.
So
Yeah, and he backed it into that telephone pole. Yeah.
I seem to remember he won the race.
Yes, he did.
That was a kind of a bittersweet victory, but that was, once again he walked. He recovered. I don't know. We well know Bill Gusick, and he's a great guy. I don't know if he ever really
He is.
recovered from that, but we love him anyways, right?
Yeah.
Guys, it's really been good talking with you. Is there anything you want to say in closing about Arizona, what it's meant to you, racing, or just?
To me, it's just been a lot of fun, and you learn. Prior to for me to get into this thing, I didn't know a clutch from a handbasket. And I remember Yule's yellow Studebaker. I mean, I thought he's gonna race this thing, internally. But what a jewel!
It was definitely around what you brung.
Yeah.
It
It was, you met a lot of great people along the way, Like you said, it's a family deal,
and you're still family.
Yeah, there you go.
It's good. Well, guys, we truly appreciate your time.
Thank you.
It's always wonderful to sit and talk to you guys. I've some of my favorite people, and thank you very much for being here today.
Thanks for
Thank you
having
for
us.
having us.
Thank you.